POV, you are born as the president's son. The weight of a name you didn't choose. Imagine being born into a world where your last name isn't just a name, it's a global landmark. You don't grow up asking for the cameras, they are just part of the architecture, like the gold leaf molding in your bedroom or the armored glass of the motorcade. Before you even understand what a president is, you understand the perimeter. You learn that every whisper in a hallway can become a headline by dinner. Most kids learn to speak to be heard. But when you're born into this dynasty, you learn that silence is the only thing you truly own. This isn't a life you chose, it's a birthright. And for Barron Trump, it's a 6 foot, 7 inch reality that the rest of the world can only watch from a distance. Most 20-year-olds at NYU are worried about student loans or finding a cheap slice of pizza. But for Barron, a sophomore at the Stern School of Business, life is a military operation. He doesn't commute to class, he is moved. Imagine walking into a finance lecture and seeing a guy who towers over everyone at nearly 6'9". He sits in the back carrying a simple backpack, trying to look like just another student, but you can't blend in when a Secret Service detail is standing 5 feet away scanning the room for threats. While other students are invisible in the crowd, he is a ghost that everyone is staring at. Even his mother, Melania, keeps an eagle's watch, reportedly worrying about the bullying and the target on his back. They call it the Baron's life, a high-altitude, quiet existence. As a child in Trump Tower, he didn't just have a room, he had an entire floor. He didn't play with simple toys, he built massive, complex cities out of Legos. His mother nicknamed him Little Donald, not because of his looks, but because of his iron will. He is independent, opinionated, and a loner by nature. He's the tech geek of the family, the one who can unlock his father's computer when nobody else can. He lives in the space between two worlds, the world of global power brokers and the world of a kid who socializes in digital spaces where nobody knows his last name. Let's talk about the moment that broke the internet during the 2025 inauguration. The world was watching the tension of the transition. Suddenly, there he is, the towering figure of Barron Trump, leaning down to speak to Joe Biden. The internet went into a frenzy. Was it a snub? Was it a cold remark? The truth, revealed months later by his brother Eric, was much more surprising. Barron leaned in and was very respectable. He looked the outgoing president in the eye, shook his hand, and simply said, "Congratulations, and best of luck to you." In a world of political fire, he chose class. It was a moment that showed the European sophistication his mother raised him with. But in his life, even a polite handshake is treated like a scene from a movie. There's a part of him that belongs to the grass, not the gold. He grew up obsessed with soccer, specifically Arsenal FC. He played as a midfielder for the DC United Academy, where the ball doesn't care about your father's poll numbers. But there's a catch. His father recently joked at a FIFA 2026 event that Barron is on the tall side for soccer. At 6 feet 9 inches, his dream of being a pro midfielder might have been crushed by his own growth spurt. He's now a very good athlete who is too tall for the pitch, but perfectly built for the boardroom. He still plays golf with his father, but his real competitive edge has moved into the digital world. People wonder how the 47th president won over the manosphere and young voters. The answer is often whispered in the halls of Mar-a-Lago. It was Barron. He's the one who told his father to go on the big podcasts, Adin Ross, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. He understands the internet because he is the internet. He's the bridge between the old school real estate mogul and the crypto-obsessed Gen Z. He's not just a son, he's an advisor who understands that power in 2026 isn't just in the White House, it's in the algorithm. Here's a detail you won't find in the mainstream news. Barron is a gamer. He spends his free time in digital worlds where he can finally be anonymous. But even there, the real world bleeds in. In a bizarre legal case that made headlines in early 2026, it was revealed that Barron actually witnessed a violent assault over a video call. While chatting with an acquaintance in the UK, he saw a Russian national attack a woman. Barron didn't just hang up. He called the Metropolitan Police in London himself. His testimony helped put the attacker behind bars for 4 years. It's a reminder that even when he's just hanging out online, he's still a witness to history. As he hits his 20s, the first son isn't looking at a quiet life. He's already co-founded real estate ventures and is deeply involved in the family's $150 million crypto project, World Liberty Financial. He's not interested in the celebrity side of being a Trump. He's interested in the power side, making money, developing massive tech-driven properties, and staying behind the scenes. He's a mixture of his father's ambition and his mother's reserve. He watches, he listens, he waits. You get to make mistakes in your 20s. You get to be messy. If you trip, nobody records it. If you go on a bad date, it doesn't end up on page 6. For him, the crowd is a threat. Privacy is a luxury he has to buy with Secret Service agents and NDAs. He socializes with tech billionaires and world leaders, but he still has to deal with the rumors that he's different. He sees the strings of the world before most people even know there's a puppet show. They say he's the most mysterious Trump for a reason. In a family that lives for the spotlight, he has mastered the art of being invisible in plain sight. He wasn't just born into a presidency, he was born into a storm. And while the world focuses on the lightning, he's the one quietly calculating the path of the wind. From the outside, it looks like a fairy tale of gold and jets. From the inside, it's the most high-stakes 24/7 game of survival ever played. And Barron Trump is just getting started.